Welcome to Fun with Annuities with your host, me, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent. Can annuities be fun? Can contractual guarantees be fun? Absolutely they can. Find out the brutal facts about annuities with no sales pitches or high-pressure nonsense. Just the brutal and factual annuity truth, which is all you need to hear. Let's have some fun with annuities, and let's have that fun start right now. Hey, this is Stan the Annuity Man, and welcome to Fun with Annuities. I am America's annuity agent. I'm licensed in all 50 states and founder of theannuityman.com and annuities.direct. So today's topic is a good one: how to shop for an annuity. How do you shop for one? How do you find the best deal? How do you find the best price? I guess in essence, you could call it also, how do you shop online for an annuity? Because that's how we do business with all of our clients in all 50 states. In the world that we live in, where Amazon has kind of taken over retail and people are feeling comfortable shopping online, annuities are kind of the last industry to the party, to be very honest with you. Most annuities are sold 30 miles or less from where the agent lives. It's kind of like the old travel agency model. If you can believe that still exists, it's the annuity agents. Most of them just, they sell locally, and that's nothing wrong with that, okay? So no letters or emails or calls. It is what it is. I just think that when you're selling contractual guarantees only, which is what I sell, I do not sell hypotheticals, theoreticals, back-tested, projected, hopeful return scenarios. I only show you and recommend and plan for contractual guarantees, because annuities are contracts. They're transfer risk products. You own them for what they will do, not what they might do, like a lot of agents want to sell. So how do you shop for an annuity? Great story. Long time ago, and I used to work for the major brokerage firms. Started with Dean Witter, which became Morgan Stanley when they bought Dean Witter. And then I went to a smaller firm called Payne Weber. For all you older people out there like me, you know who that is. And then Payne Weber was absorbed by Union Bank of Switzerland, UBS. And then I was out. I took a hiatus, a sabbatical, a stanbatical, right? Until I decided to become Stan the Annuity Man, which is great, right? America's annuity agent. But I'm sitting in Dean Witter, and I'm one of their bigger cats, young kid, slaying it, working hard, working all day, all night, 7 days a week. And that was about the time when Schwab and those cats started coming in and saying, we're going to do trades for $7 a share, or $14 a trade, or $7 a trade, whatever. It was mind-bending how cheap it was back then, because when I first started out in the brokerage world, to buy stocks, you had to go to a firm like a Dean Witter or a Merrill Lynch or somebody like that. You had to go to them to buy stocks, and it was expensive. I mean, it was $100 to $500 every transaction. It was expensive to buy stocks. It was a full service brokerage firm. So when the discount brokerage model came out, and they're saying, okay, you can go online and buy it, you can do it yourself. I remember this so vividly. We had one of the grand poobahs, one of the all-knowing, all-seeing leaders of Dean Witter, flying from New York to grace us. I was in Florida at the time. And we're all sitting in a room, and he has the arrogance and the no vision of saying that he didn't believe that all of these low-cost transactional places were going to interrupt business for Dean Witter. And I literally looked at my buddy that was sitting beside me and said, that guy's an idiot. I mean, this changes the game, man. That's like the guy from IBM a long time ago, and this is true too. I think he was either the CEO or one of the uppity-ups at IBM when personal computers were just coming out. And he said he did not see why anyone would need a personal computer at home. You talk about vision or lack thereof from IBM. I mean, that was said. So when this Dean Witter guy said that, I was like, okay, that's the dumbest thing ever. And it just, as the Schwabs and the E-Trades and the TD Ameritrades, whoever you want to put in that category, Fidelity, Vanguard, whatever. they've taken control, right? And they have a huge market share. Do those other full service firms exist? They do, but they're not existing in the same format. There's no transactional fees. It's a wrap fee. So if you come in there, you better have big money and they're going to wrap the account and charge you an annual fee, etc. Nothing wrong with that. But that grand poobah that came in from D. Winter was so wrong, it's scary. And if he's still alive, I'd just like to walk up to him and say, "You're an idiot. Do you remember what you said?" It's not his fault. He just was trying to drink the Kool-Aid and trying to tell us to drink it after him. So I remember that. And I also remember a few years back, the whole The Annuity Man online thing. I remember when I tried to first start selling annuities, contractual guarantees, to people in other states, there were a ton of carriers that didn't want that. They wanted all the paperwork signed the same day. And we had to convince them that, A, we're honorable people and we're doing the business right way and we're explaining everything, limitations and benefits. And we would need to sign it a day later because the FedEx is coming then a day later after the person signed it. So we send them the paperwork. It's the same today, unless it's an e-app. But back then there were no e-apps. It was all FedEx or UPS overnight. And so I remember thinking, man, the pioneers take all the arrows. I remember having to fight like heck to get carriers, annuity companies, to agree to have me sign the paperwork a day later. It's like their brain couldn't wrap around it. But now, there are a lot of copycats. There are a lot of people trying to do what I do, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I think the more choices, the better. But we pretty much laid the groundwork for a lot of the stuff that's happening. And my staff, who's fantastic, a lot of you have interacted with them. They are wonderful. And they were part of the pioneers that were taking all the arrows. They were with me that whole way as we were struggling to have the industry catch up with us. And by the way, we're still trying to have them catch up with us. And I still think our model is the most progressive model out there. And let me tell you how it works. First of all, when you come to theannuityman.com, you can interact with me or a very small handful of annuity experts that I have stamped my approval on, because I control everything. It's my company, I own it, and I choose who I want to interact with people. So if you're interacting with me or somebody else, they're the show. They're good, okay? So theannuityman.com is where you want personal advice. You want an annuity advisor that's going to be one-on-one with you, to run quotes, to make suggestions and recommendations, to talk you through the limitations and the benefits of the strategy, and then leave you alone to make a decision on your own terms and on your own time frame. So that's theannuityman.com. But also when you go to that site, you have a choice to go to our sister site, which is annuities.direct. And what is that? That is if you want to quote yourself, if you want to go out and run the quotes yourself, and if you want to do the research yourself, it's there. We're providing that. So you can have us run the quotes and interact one-on-one, or you can do it yourself, period. Now, the current environment that we're in regulatory-wise from the annuity world is that by law, you have to speak with a licensed agent at the finish line of the process to make sure that the recommendation is suitable and appropriate for your specific situation. I'm all for that. You don't have to do that with stocks or mutual funds. You can go on E-Trade or wherever, and Vanguard, and you can just buy whatever you want, right? We're not there with annuities yet. We will get there. We will be there. I don't know how soon. It's going to be probably longer than I think, because the annuity industry moves slow. But in an Amazon-driven world, in an E-Trade-driven world, in a Vanguard-driven world, where people have choices and they want 24/7 access and they want to make the decision on their terms and on time frame, annuities will eventually get to that party. Now, there's a lot of financial technology money that are entering the space that are trying to copy Stan, the Annuity Man, and the Annuity Man platform. That's fine. Bring it on. It's all good. We're all out here competing. I have no problem competing. But that's what's happening. That's what's happening in the industry. But remember, when you run quotes, commodity type quotes, and annuities are commodities. So it's not like the Annuity Man or some of my competitors have a better deal than the other person. We are all quoting the same from the same carrier. You have to choose who you want to do business with. Hopefully it's us. Hopefully you realize that I'm the expert out here and that my team is the best. And you will find that out if you interact with us. But if you don't, that's fine too. Understand that If someone says they have a better product than the next guy, they're not telling the truth, period. Now, back in the day when Vanguard used to be in the annuity business, and they're no longer, that's the reason I'm mentioning them, they used to represent, say, 5 or 7 carriers, which I always thought was limiting because you should quote all carriers to see the highest contractual guarantee. But I'm not sure how those carriers got approved by Vanguard, if they had to pay a fee. I don't know. Who knows? But I never thought that was fair to the consumer because you're only quoting a handful of carriers. The reason I bring it up is there were times that they had a sweetheart deal, but since they've left the business, they're no longer in the annuity business. That pretty much has gone out the window. In most cases, majority of cases, let me tell you this, if the Annuity Man, Stan the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, the number one guy out here, if I'm not getting the sweetheart deal, then probably no one is. And if they are, I'll find out about it and I'll yell at the carrier. Or I'll get it, right? But it doesn't, in a commoditized world, it doesn't make sense to give Stan the Annuity Man the deal because that's not fair to everyone else, truly. No, it comes down to service. It comes down to education. It comes down to resources. It comes down to listening. So when you shop for an annuity, just understand that you need to see all carriers quoted. So if you went to the Bad Chicken Dinner seminar or your local advisor or your local brokerage firm person, or your local bank, whatever, and they're showing you maybe 1 or 2, if they're only showing 1 carrier to you, get up and walk out. Because they either don't have an inventory to show you, or they're steering you to their product of choice, of which if they sell enough of, they get to go to Italy with their girlfriend and or wife. Or it's a very high commission product of which they're steering you toward. They're not listening to you. There's many types of annuities. You can't say I hate all annuities. If you're going to say that, say I hate all restaurants. There's CD type annuities. You don't hate CDs. There's lifetime income stream annuities. You don't hate Social Security. There's deferred lifetime income stream annuities. You don't hate your pension, do you? I mean, annuities are transfer of risk products. They have a monopoly that they pay income for life that you can never outlive. It's a monopoly. No one in the financial service has that, period. End of story. So, there's only 2 questions that you need. So let's just say you want to shop for your annuity. You want to do it online at annuities.direct, or you want to use theannuityman.com and speak to one of the experts, me or whoever that I've approved. You have to answer 2 questions. Number 1, what do you want the money to contractually do? Keyword contractual. And number 2, when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? That's it. Never buy an annuity on a hypothetical, theoretical, back-tested, projected, hopeful agent return scenario. Never. Never buy juice numbers. Never buy non-guaranteed numbers. Never make your decision on that. Make your decision solely on the contractual guarantees. Why? Because annuities are contracts. Don't believe it? Buy one. You're going to get something in the mail. It's called a policy. I call it a contract. It's a contract between you and the life insurance company that issued the policy. So what are those questions again? What do you want the money to contractually do? And when do you want those contractual guarantees to start? Now, there's 4 primary things that annuities solve for. The acronym is PIL. P stands for principal protection. I stands for income for life. L stands for legacy. And the other L stands for long-term care / confinement care enhanced benefits. If you don't need to contractually solve for one or more of those, you do not need an annuity. So if you're coming into the annuity world space shopping for an annuity and you want market growth, and Stan the Annuity Man's opinion, number 1 agent out here, America's Annuity Agent, you do not buy an annuity. Market growth means unlimited growth. Market growth means no limitations. Market growth means no limitations on choices. I've just eliminated all annuities with those statements, period. Now, I know the variable annuity people and the index annuity people are going to throw stuff at me. I get that. But I'm right, especially on the index side. The index annuity is a CD product that was developed in 1995 to create CD-type returns, and that's exactly what they've done. There are some anomaly years they do better, but the bottom line is it's a fixed annuity. It's a life insurance product. It's not a security. If it's not a security, you're not going to see market returns, right? I know the pitch, market upside with no downside. If that was true, then the Fed just buys indexed annuities, right? Fed chairman says, I've heard the pitch. I'm going to buy indexed annuities. Think about it. If it sounds too good to be true, it is every single time. But when you shop for an annuity, you have to understand that On an online world like the ANNUITYMAN.com, you can either use an expert like me, or you can do it yourself. But at the end of the day, the finish line is at the same place. There's two different directions, same finish line. The finish line meaning that you're going to have to speak to a licensed agent that's licensed in your state, that's licensed with the contracted with the carrier that they're recommending, or the carriers that they're recommending, to make sure that the transaction is suitable and appropriate for your specific situation. So regardless of what you choose, whether it's one-on-one personal, theannuityman.com, or do it yourself, annuities.direct, you're going to end up at the finish line. You're going to be speaking to me or somebody. In most cases, it's me, to make sure that you're not either putting too much money into the annuity, or that you think that it's going to do something that it's not going to do. And I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to say, it doesn't do that, because you own annuities for what they will do, not what they might do, every single time. So shopping for annuities, whether you're shopping locally and going into an office and sitting with an agent or advisor, make that person shop all carriers. Make that person show you at least 5 carriers for the specific contractual guarantee you're trying to solve for. Do not allow them to steer you to their product. If they say the following phrase, I think this is the best annuity for you, translation, it's the best annuity for them. Period. They're doing you a disservice if they're not showing you at least 5 carriers for your specific situation. I would even say 3 is okay, but I would say 5, pound the table. Especially if you're looking at immediate annuities, deferred income annuities, QLACs, multi-year guarantee annuities, indexed annuities, income riders, etc. Those products are commodity products. You just need to shop them all. And remember that when you're shopping for annuities, whether it's online or locally, annuities are like a gallon of milk. Those quotes that you get expire every 7 to 10 days, just like a gallon of milk. So unless you lock it in moving toward that application process, as part of the application process, you have to requote it, which is fine. That's the reason that we have our experts here at theannuityman.com, and we have annuities.direct that you can keep quoting it. But what you can't do is quote it and then call us 2 months later and say, that's the one I want. It doesn't work like that. So just remember, they're commodity products. You have to requote them unless you lock them in and move forward with the application process. So shopping for an annuity right now, you can do pretty much the same thing as if you were buying a stock, mutual fund, bond, whatever. You can go online and you can learn, go to the Annuity Man or annuities.direct, and you can learn, you can get quotes, etc. The only difference is with the annuity industry right now at the time of this taping, and we're in 2020 at the time of this taping of the Annuity Man podcast, you have to speak with someone who is a licensed agent at the finish line to make sure it's suitable and appropriate. Right now, where the education level is with the country concerning annuities, I think that's a good thing. As the education level increases with people that fully understand annuities, and as online sites like mine continue to educate, and I continue to send books, and I continue to do videos, I continue to do podcasts, I continue to write articles, that's probably going to change. And I hope to be the driving force of that change, because I think in the future, you should be able to buy an annuity on your own terms, on your own time frame, without speaking to an agent. And that's coming from the number 1 agent in the country. How about that? I think that's where we need to go. I think that's where we need to be. And I'm trying to put together a platform that will get us there. As soon as the annuity industry thinks it's prudent to do that, I'll be there. In other words, I'm going to put myself out of business. That's okay. That's okay. Because when you're selling annuities for contractual guarantees, I'm not sure that if you're educated as a consumer, and I've done my job with educate, you really don't need me. And most of my clients that will tell you, and if you're listening, you're probably going to nod your head, by the time you made the decision to buy the annuity from Stan the Annuity Man, theannuityman.com, you were fully informed and you knew exactly what you were going to do. In fact, every single one of our clients make their decision to buy the annuity. I don't tell them to buy the annuity. Another, and one of the taglines I'm toying with that I've actually trademarked is, where annuities are bought, not sold. People always say, well, annuities are sold. No one wakes up in the morning to buy an annuity. All of them are sold. Incorrect at theannuityman.com. Because what we do is we provide the highest contractual guarantee quotes to you on both platforms. and then leave you alone to make your decision and inform you along the way and answer all the questions. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Nod your head. Of course. That's the way it's supposed to be. So remember, before we go, I do have a YouTube channel, Stan the Annuity Man YouTube channel. And I'm putting out a video every single day, Monday through Friday. I encourage you to check that out. Go to YouTube, type it in, and then in the YouTube search bar, type in Stan the Annuity Man. You'll see all my videos. Those are informed as well. And I'm writing an article, trying to write one every day, but it's about every day or every other day. A new one comes out on a major platform like thestreet.com or MarketWatch or somewhere like that. So you need to check that out. But I really appreciate you tuning in to the #1 annuity podcast on the planet, Fun with Annuities. Thanks for listening to Fun with Annuities. Please hit the subscribe button and make sure to go to my site at theannuityman.com, where you can run your own SPIA, DIA, and QLAC quotes and see a live feed of the best MYGA fixed rates in the country, and even get indexed and income rider quotes as well. You can also sign up for my 6 Annuity Owner's Manual books, and I'll ship them for free and under no obligation. I also encourage you to schedule a one-on-one call with me, Stan the Annuity Man, so we can have a full discussion of your specific situation. It will be the best brutally factual and truthful advice you will ever get, and that's one guarantee you should definitely take advantage of. So join me next time for the #1 annuity podcast on the planet, Fun with Annuities.